promotes holistic development. Book reading session, or what we call it, the BRS, is a platform for young minds to interact, share, and gain knowledge with one and only our respected Dr. Kiran Bedi. Apart from this, BRS can help you to connect with like-minded people of your age group. It is the best time to get the habit of reading.
Hi, my hobbies are playing chess, making arts, and making some new things. So these are some things which includes my hobby. Thank you.
I like playing cashew and reciting Sanskrit shlokas. My hobbies also include playing chess and solving Rubik's cubes. Here are some Rubik's cubes that I have.
Hi, the things that I like to do in my leisure time are reading, writing and cooking. I also like to draw and do sketches. Here are some of my drawing pics.
My hobbies are reading, writing, drawing and gardening. Here are the Amar Chitragatha comics which I collected during the COVID period.
I also love to make sketches and to make crafts.
Thank you.
The name is The Vision. I climbed and climbed. Where is the peak, my Lord? I climbed and climbed. Where is the peak, my Lord? I plowed and plowed. Where is the knowledge treasure, my Lord? I plowed and plowed. Where is the knowledge treasure, my Lord? I sailed and sailed. Where is the island of peace, my Lord? I sailed and sailed. Where is the island of peace, my Lord? Almighty, bless my nation with vision and sweat, resulting into happiness.
Our respected Honorable President of India, APJ Abdul Kalam, once said that success is when your signature turns into an autograph. And this is the real thing, that success is only when you achieve something and everyone wise of you. And he inspires me a lot to work very hard so there will be the development of the country. Thank you.
If you fail, never give up, because fail means first attempt in learning. Dr. Abdul Kalam's simplicity inspires me a lot. I have learned to be dedicated in doing any work from him. I am trying to follow his leadership qualities and strong vision to make my future bright.
Dreams transform into thoughts and thoughts results in your action. These words of APJ Abdul Kalam really inspire me a lot. He was a true patriot. He worked very hard to make India a developed nation and served till his last breath. He said that 3 things can bring a real change in a society: a student, mother, and a teacher, and he was amongst them.
The thing that I learned from former President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam is that we should be always humble while talking to others. Instead of being president of such a large nation, he never lost his calm and always interacted humbly with others. Thank you.
Good morning. Dr. Kalam once said that difficulties in your life do not come to destroy you, but to help you realize your hidden potential and power. Let difficulties know that you too are difficult. This means that an arrow can only be shot by pulling it backwards. When life is dragging you back, just imagine that it's going to launch you into something great. Thank you.
How wonderful. How wonderful. Superb.
जय धारी माँ आप सबको बच्चों को हम
Very
जय
nice.
धारी माँ
Very
हमारी
good.
ऑडियंस का स्वागत है आइए जुड़िए हमारे बच्चों को खूब सारा प्यार दीजिए मोटिवेट करिए देखिए कितने प्यारे प्यारे बच्चे टुडे इज आवर 99th session we are heading for our 100th next session is going to be our 100th session full of love full of all our children together Mummy, they will talk to you about their unsung hero. एक क्लिप दिखा दें आपको unsung hero पे, then over to you. जी. हाँ जी. जी.
We can do the same thing with the book reading. Just as you've done a clip of the Saina, just as
जी.
you've done of unsung heroes, we can do a clip of the books they read. It would be interesting.
जी करते हैं वो आज डॉक्टर कलाम के ऊपर करी थी एक्टिविटी.
That's a wonderful thing. But I love the change in the introduction you made it much more lively. I want to thank the entire demonstrative team learning. I think demonstrative learning team for having refurbished it and made it modern. 99th episode on the eve of 100.
जी.
Thank you so much. So children, I've benefited by your prior introduction you were doing. Adrija, you love sketches and art, right? Your sketches were very nice. Where did you learn from?
Ma'am, I learned from sir I have here.
So what do you propose to do with this art? You have very nice art in your hand. What do you propose to do with it?
Ma'am, I just want to continue this and as a side activity because I love it and it's my passion.
Good. It's a passion. It could be as well be your lovable profession
Yes,
as
ma'am.
well. It's the world of design now. It's a world of art.
Yes,
While it's a word of science, but it's also a word of creativity. So keep up this passion. You never know. This passion may become your profession.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. I liked it. Sketches were very cute. Aksh, you play chess, and you also very good in creating new things of craft. Aksh, very
Yes,
nice.
ma'am.
What do you propose to do with
Thank you,
this
ma'am.
hobby of yours?
Ma'am, I learn chess from my mama ji and art from my school teacher, and this is my hobby. I continue it with.
Yeah. So whatever profession you choose to continue with this passion. What I'm trying to suggest is you never know whose passion of a hobby becomes a profession tomorrow. You never know. So these are your parallel side entertainment and relaxation. So continue
Yes,
with your
ma'am.
handcraft and continue with the game of chess.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you never know. You may become a player. Would you like to do
Yes.
that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you follow the chess championships? Do you follow chess games? Do you play on the computer? Because chess is also played now by the computer.
Yes, ma'am.
So do you do that?
Ma'am, I have done only one championship, ma'am, where I won only two matches. I won only two matches out of five.
Keep playing. Doesn't matter you lose or win because
Yes, ma'am.
every game that you win, you learn.
Yes, ma'am.
I like that. Okay, Amritanshu, you also on the chess and you're on Rubik's and you do shlokas.
Good
Amritanshu,
evening, ma'am.
good
Yes, ma'am.
evening. You do shlokas. Where did you learn from?
Ma'am, I learned shlokas from my school teacher.
Wow. How does the school teacher teach you?
Ma'am, ma'am, she is very good at teaching Sanskrit, and she inspires me to do shlokas.
Are there many like you, or are you probably the very few?
Ma'am, not many are interested in Sanskrit, but I like the new language, so I am interested.
Good. There's a great scope for you in Sanskrit, being Sanskrit scholars.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. So if that's your passion, keep it up.
Okay,
Keep it
ma'am.
up. Because you may be one of the few ones. And as your school grows, I think the new school, the new education policy will be encouraging these kinds of languages. And
Yes,
certainly ancient India. And who knows better when you read the source in the language it's written.
yes, ma'am.
So be proud of it. And when you are asked to entertain, you are asked to say, what can you do? You say, I'll read shlokas.
Yes,
That should be your strength as you grow in school and college. Okay? And keep up your chess and Rubik. I think that's excellent. It's a good combination.
yes,
It's
ma'am.
exercising your brains.
Yes,
Rishika, Rishika, you are good in drawing, also in writing. Rishika,
Yes, ma'am.
good in writing. What do you write?
Ma'am, I write stories like fantasies. I have read books of Harry Potter and Percy Jackson, and the idea that I get from them I use in my stories. But I have not completed my story yet.
But keep writing if you have a habit. When do you write?
Yes, ma'am.
When do you
Ma'am,
write?
in my free time, leisure time. Sometime in
Good.
school break when we have that, I write it there. Ma'am.
So that means you're gifted. Remember, you are gifted. Just as others have been gifted by art, somebody's gifted by learning a language, somebody's gifted by art, by sketching. You are also gifted by writing. So
Yes,
as
ma'am.
children, if you get to know what your born gift, I think this is almost your inherited gift, but you can fine tune it by practicing it.
Okay, ma'am.
So this is your gift. So if somebody asks you, what is the gift you're born with? You can say writing.
Yeah.
If Aditya is asked what you're born with, saying caricaturing. If Amritanshu is, what are you gifted with? I want to learn shlokas, to learn a language. So I think these are the gifts you children are born with. Aksh, that's how you get to the learning of chess, etc. All these are things that these are gifts. Okay, Pratham, you are good at cartooning. Pratham,
Yes.
have you read?
Yes.
So what kind of cartoons? Political cartoons, what kind of cartoons do you do?
Ma'am, I like to make drawings and write about our India's history only as I'm very much passionate about history. So I usually write some scripts or some historical fiction novels and make some caricatures of our historical figures, preferably the ones from the post independence era.
I would say the same thing to you, what I said to others. These are
Thank
your
you,
rare
ma'am.
talents you're born with, you're gifted with. Okay? Okay? Very happy
Yes.
to see talented children with us. And I'm so happy to see boys and girls together. And girls and boys both very, very equally talented in various different art also. I'm so happy to see boys into art as well and into humanities because the world is about science and humanities. If you've seen the new education policy, is allowing you to mix science with humanities. Many of the scholars, the Nobel laureates, scientists, do you know what? They were very fond of music. So they mixed science with music. So it's not that science is very all mathematics and everything, but it's also science and music. So when you combine art with science, mathematics, etc., or technology, you become a better human being. Right? Right? Okay. So what would you like to ask me, Adrija? You have your questions. Let's go to your questions. You told me about. Would you like to say a word about your unsung heroes before we go? Adrija, go.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us about your unsung hero. Then
Ma'am,
we come to
first of all,
questions.
I am really grateful to you for letting me in this show. Miss, today I am going to speak on my unsung hero of my locality of West Bengal. is Bina Das. She was a nationalist woman from West Bengal. She was born on 24th August in 1911 in Krishnanagar in West Bengal. Her father was Beni Madhav Das, who was a teacher of Subhash Chandra Bose. So she had the fighting spirit inborn from beginning only. She was also known as the Fire Girl of Bengal or Agni Konna. Ma'am, she protested against the Simon movement in 1928. She was a member of she was a member of the Chhatri Samiti and she participated and she participated in the Chhatri Samiti and ma'am, she attempted to assassinate the Bengal governor Stanley Jackson, who was the Bengal governor of that time, Stanley Jackson. But she failed. But she was so brave and bold that she confessed her crime, and hence she was imprisoned for sentenced to imprisonment for 9 years. After that, when she came back, she again joined the Quit India movement. For that, she was again arrested for 3 years from 1942 to 1945. Then she was awarded with the Padma Shri award, but she refused, telling that she had served the nation, so why the award? Then she died on December 26th in Rishikesh.
Which year?
Ma'am, in 1986.
Oh. So what's your lesson from that? What inspiration did you draw from that study of the life?
Ma'am, she was a very bold and brave girl at that time when there was a patriarchal society, and ma'am, that fire she had, it didn't it didn't even got less when she was taken to prison. Uh, she uh, she fought till her last breath for Indian revolution, for Indian freedom.
Good. Now, Adria, we also talked about book reading. Which book did you read prior? What's a book reading you're doing, or what book has influenced you? Here's a life which influenced you. Now, tell us about the book.
Ma'am, I have read Mahabharata and Ramayana, those epics I love, and I have watched those series also. And miss, I have read many books like Gulliver's Travels, and many Ruskin Bond storybooks.
Good. So you are into reading and you're also into inspirational research,
Yes, ma'am.
right? Good. Keep
Yes,
it
ma'am.
up. Okay. Aksh,
Thank you.
what is yours? Who is the unsung hero of yours? Aksh, your turn. Switch on your mic. Yeah. Switch on your mic. Aksh. Okay.
बेटा
We'll
मैं
Yes,
respond
ma'am.
करूं?
Ma'am,
carry on.
there is no clicking on my screen now. Press.
You speak बच्चे.
Ma'am, first of all, very thank to you that you have given me this opportunity to tell about the unsung heroes. And my unsung heroes is from Haryana. First of all, this is totally Punjab. His name is Chaudhry Choturam, popularly known as Sir Choturam. And he has done many works for the farmers, and also he worked for the he worked in the independence by using the farmers and by making them that always say to the farmers that you have to be educated and also see the people who are with you and who are not with you, and also face, if you also face difficulties, so bear them difficulties, then only you will be able to learn the things which the Britishers are doing on us. First of all, you have to be educated. Then Sir Choturam was the leader of the Unionist Party, and he also started the newspaper it was also the popularly known as gazettes. He always tell us that farmers are the only person who give grains on the earth, and they are responsible for the living beings who are living on the earth. So he always support the farmers, and popularly he is known as Sir Choturam only because of his work towards the farmers.
Okay. What impact did it leave on you?
He inspired me that he do not do any discrimination on the basis of caste, color, or gender. He always take only a simple thing that who is working, that the person is above all the peoples.
Very nice. Person who works hard is a Karam
Yes,
Yogi,
ma'am.
is dear to it. Okay. Now the books you're reading, tell us about the books.
Ma'am, I have read Ramayana and also the Harry Potter book and Three Peoples in a Boat. I have read these books.
Where do you get them from?
Ma'am,
Saina, you want
Ramayana.
to Raina,
Yes, ma'am.
Saina, you want to carry on? Saina.
Aksh, what I
And
want to say,
Ramayana, my mother told me, and then I take the book from my school library and learned that. And also, there was in ninth class in holiday homework we got homework about to read three people in a boat. So I learned from that.
That's nice. I suggest you children, while you are on digital reading a lot, get into a habit of library reading. Find some time to visit the library on a regular basis. Whenever you have the time, walk into your school libraries and do pick up a hard copy book. Because sometimes we are now getting used to digital reading only, but feel the book. It's a good feeling. It has its own
Yes,
charm.
ma'am.
Hmm. Acha, so you read the Ramayana? Oh my God! And what else? Harry Potter.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am,
Ah,
I have first watched the movie of Harry Potter, then I have read the book.
yes, that's nice. That titillated your imagination.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So you are into craft, you are into new things making, and you're also into chess. But it's good that also exercises your brain.
Yes,
Does
ma'am.
anybody play chess in the house? You said Mamaji.
Yes, ma'am.
So when Mamaji visits you for Diwali, play chess with him.
Yes, ma'am. I always play with him whenever he came to our house.
He will now be coming ready to play chess with you, Aksh. And you now make a game saying whoever wins gives a Diwali gift to each other.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, he also gifted me chess.
Ah, that's what
Yes,
matters. Good. So he's your best friend.
yes, ma'am.
Good. Very nice. Okay, Rishika, Rishika, who's your unsung
Yes,
hero?
ma'am.
before you start,
Well,
one minute,
Saina
but
wants to say
before you,
something.
yes, before you start, I want to just say, you all marvelous, all of you. Mommy, they're really, really mythos.
They're gems.
They're
Yeah,
like
they're gems.
five little mythos sitting on the screen. They're mytho.
Yeah, but they're gems. Truly, very talented. Yes, Rishika.
good evening, ma'am. So I'm gonna talk on about Kanaklata Barua. She was considered to be one of the youngest freedom fighters from Assam. She was an Indian independence activist and AISF leader who was shot dead by the Indian Imperial Police of the British Raj while leading a procession holding our national flag of India during the Quit India movement of 1942. Initially, she wanted to join the Azad Hind Fauj. However, being a minor, she was not allowed to. But that did not deter her brave heart from joining in this freedom movement. Subsequently, she became an active organizer and a member of the Mittu Bahini, which is a death squad comprising of youth from the Gopur subdivision of Assam. On 20 September 1942, the Bahini decided that Kanaklata Barua would lead a procession of unarmed villagers and would hoist our national flag on the Gopur police station.
The police under Rebati Mahansom, who was in charge of the police station, warned the procession of dire consequences if they proceeded ahead with their plan. But undeterred by the warning of the police, the procession moved ahead and they were fired by the police. And in the firing, Kanaklata Baru was shot dead, and the national flag that she was holding was taken up by Mukunda Kakoti, who too was shot at. And Kanaklata Barua was only 17 years of age when she attained her martyrdom. And people of Assam remember her these brave deeds when they built a statue on her when they built a statue of her holding our national flag at the Gopur police station. And the most inspiring thing about her is that the patriotism in her blood. She was only 5 when her mother died, and her father, who remarried, died when she reached 13. And she went to school till class 3, but then dropped out to look after her younger siblings. Like her father died and her mother died, and she alone raised her younger sisters. And besides, she also joined our Indus freedom movement. And our Indian history majorly speaks about the struggles made by men. And when these men were arrested, a large number of women came out. But the women from the mainstream, such as Rani Lakshmi Bai, Sachita Kripalini, Sarojini Naidu, were known to all the people of India. But like here today, we have told about our unsung heroes, Kanaklata Barua, Bina Das, Saitavati Devi. They are known only from the region they belong to. Like Kanaklata Barua is known only to the Assamese people. Her brave deeds were known only to the Assamese people, and she is quite unknown to the other people from other parts of India. So that's it.
I'm so happy that you actually internalized your reading. All the three of you so far, you really internalized the reading about this unsung hero. You've internalized their lives. It's so good. That's the whole objective. Our objective is not you to be a parrot, but internalize so that it stays with you. The inspiration stays with you. Good. Now tell us about the book.
Well, I have a book on 365 people of the world who changed the world, and there are many personalities who is inspiration for me. But the most favorite one is Steve Jobs, the businessman who invented the Apple iPhone one. I have a book on his autobiography also, and he was an inspiration. I've also other books like Percy Jackson, fantasy books.
All the three of you, I'll come to the other two boys too, is also these authors are available on YouTube. You can read some of their interviews. You can listen to their interviews. When you search for them, sometimes they've given very nice interviews. Steve Jobs has given many interviews. He's given also many inaugural speeches. So read them and listen to them. Okay, all the three of you, listening and reading and viewing, I think will strengthen your knowledge and give you experiential wisdom at such a young age. All right? Okay, Pratham, your turn. Pratham?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, my unsung hero is Satyavati Devi, and there is very interesting fact that in our India's history, there were two women which were known as Satyavati Devi. So I would like to tell about both of them. The first Satyavati Devi was born in 1904, and she was born in Delhi only. She was the granddaughter of a great philosopher, Swami Shraddhanand. She joined the freedom struggle at a very young age after her marriage, and she never had any children because she dedicated her whole life to the country. The great freedom fighter Mrs. Aruna Asaf Ali persuaded her to get into freedom struggle, and she asked her to encourage more women of her age in Delhi in the year 1938 in the civil disobedience movement. She led a procession against the British and hoisted the Indian flags at various outposts of the British government. Unfortunately, she was arrested in 1942 and she died in 1945, 3 years after her arrest because of tuberculosis. her her dedication towards the nation is really inspirational, and her this sacrifice didn't went unnoticed. Mahatma Gandhi called her Tufani or Stormy because by saluting her fiery spirit to regain India's independence. And there is a college called Satyavati College, which is named after her. The second Satyavati Devi was actually born in Punjab in Taran Taran district, and she later shifted to Delhi after her marriage. She had three children. Among them, Krishna Kant later became the governor of Andhra Pradesh. In 1942, in the Quit India movement, she joined the movement with her daughters and actively participated in the meetings of Indian freedom struggle. She fought fiercely against the British and was arrested again and again by the British government. Unfortunately, her daughters died during this period and she had to cope with this loss, but she never surrendered to the British and she waited till her release in 1945. Finally, in 1947, our India got independent from the British rule. Unfortunately, she lived quietly in Delhi until 2011. Her son Krishnakant studied hard and he cracked the IS exam and became the governor of Andhra Pradesh. In 2011, India's President respect, Pratibha Patil honored her by calling her at the president's house, and and for and she also took care of her family property and gave her the honorable prizes from the president. The Satyavati Devi died in 2011 after living a long life of struggle.
2011. Oh, that not long ago. Okay, Pratham, what are the books you're reading?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I like to read books on Indian history and non-fiction preferably. I don't like to read fictional books or some books by the Western authors, and I prefer to read the books by Indian authors only. So I have collected around 7, 8 Amar Chitkatha comics that include Tales of Shivaji, The Rama's Ring, Valiant Woman, and etc. I like to read novels based on Indian history too, such as Life and Death of Sambhaji, The Teenage Diary of Queen Abakka, The Queen of Fire by Devi Karamchari, and all of them. And myself I am myself writing a small draft book about that, and I wish to publish it when I grow up.
Well done. I saw you showed me all the list of all the books. Amachitra Kathas is a quick read. It gives you an immediately a quick look into the life of the saint or the author or the person you want to understand quickly. These are good quick books for children. Amachitra Kathas. Read them. It's a good thing. It's a nice idea. Even I was very fond of Amachitra Kathas. Even Saina was very fond of Amachitra Kathas. In fact, the best gifts I used to give her as a mother was Amar Chitra Kathas all the time. So these are, and there's a whole library Sana has of her own of Amar Chitra Kathas. Anyway, excellent, Pratham. Happy to hear that.
Thank
Okay,
you, ma'am.
Pratham, your turn.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I am proud to in this Amrit Mahotsav year to talk about Ganesh Shankar Vidyarthi. He was a freedom fighter from Uttar Pradesh. He was a journalist and he was played an important role in the non-cooperation movement. He was born in a village near Fatehpur and he also adopted a pen name for himself, Vidyarthi, which meant the one who seeks knowledge. He was the founder and editor of the Hindi newspaper Pratap. Through this newspaper, he fought many famous fights for the farmers of farmers and workers of the Kanpur mills. During these fights, he also suffered many prosecutions such as heavy taxes, and he also got prison sentences 5 times. When he was trying to rescue some people, he was attacked and killed. Even after his death, his legacy continued. Every year, The president awards some journalist by an award named after him. In Kanpur, there is a medical college named after him, and in Gorakhpur, there is a square named after him, Ganesh Chowk. In 2017, the UP government renamed the Kanpur airport to Ganesh Shankar Vidyarthi Airport.
Very nice. So you're from Varanasi.
Yes, ma'am.
Varanasi has gone through a lot of overhauling.
Yes, ma'am. The corridor changes. Yes,
Yeah. How do you feel about this change?
ma'am. I feel very proud that this ancient city is developing.
Is it cleaner now?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Comparatively.
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. Okay. Now, would you like to tell us about the book?
Ma'am, I read some stories. I'm reading currently a book named Treasure Island, and I have also read some stories of Sherlock Holmes and some Chacha Chaudhary comics.
Ah, good. And you keep playing on the aerobics?
Yes, ma'am.
How long do you play? Do you play in your hobby time, easy time, or when do you do this?
Ma'am, when I'm free and when I'm stressed, so I take a short break and play aerobics.
And the teacher teaches you shlokas in the class, or other than the other time, or as a
Ma'am,
language class?
ma'am in class. Yes.
As a language class, you got the subject Sanskrit?
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent. Who asked you, who suggested you to take Sanskrit?
Ma'am, my teacher,
Who influenced you?
ma'am, my teacher, ma'am, she's very good at teaching Sanskrit and she's also very great at inspiring other
Are
children.
you reading the scriptures directly from Sanskrit? Are you reading them?
Ma'am, currently I'm only reading shlokas and learning about Sanskrit more.
Okay, good. As much as if you can read, that's a great area. That's another area for you to do take up as reading. Okay, we
Yes.
can quickly go through the questions now that you have before Saina gives you a summing up. Okay, Adrija, quickly your question.
Ma'am, in which field did you get to serve the nation most?
Sorry, what did you say?
Ma'am, in which field there is an opportunity to serve the nation most you have experienced?
Is you can serve the nation most by
Yes, ma'am.
beginning with yourself. By beginning with yourself. One Dr. Abdul Kalam, you remember him?
Yes,
One
ma'am.
man, you remember him?
Yes, ma'am.
And he inspired you?
Yes, ma'am.
So that means one person impacts the whole nation. So if you want to love the nation, you want to serve the nation, that one person, and that's you. By you building yourself with a lot of capability, a better human being, a good professional, right? You stand tall in the nation, you make an impact, you become a leader, you change the world, you transform. So you being the strength, adding to the strength of the nation, begin with yourself. If you want to transform, you be the change, as Gandhiji said.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. And then you decide. Once you got strength, you got the capability, pick up anything you want further. But begin with yourself. This is the time for you to build yourself. Okay? Educate
Yes, ma'am.
yourself. Read yourself. Know your history. Know your civilization. Love your books. And see the change.
Yes.
Okay. Aksh, your
Ma'am,
question? Yeah.
ma'am, I always try to be bold and brave like you, but ma'am, I always become nervous. Ma'am, what can I do?
Continue to practice being bold. It's practice which will make you perfect.
Okay.
I didn't become bold and courageous from day one. I kept practicing, taking decisions, doing more, taking guidance, taking the leadership, Taking responsibility, you become courageous. It's by doing. It's by going, oh, ma'am, I went to the swimming pool, but I didn't know. I kept swimming. I kept swimming. Gradually, I swam more. I learned more from the coach. And, ma'am, one day I started to learn diving by practice. Even courage, and this is learned by practice. Keep doing. Keep testing yourself. Keep challenging yourself. Keep learning. Keep taking guidance. But keep being sure, willing to do, willing to learn, willing to practice. So keep stretching yourself every day, bit by bit, bit by bit. Stamina building is also bit by bit. Reading is by bit by bit. Discipline is by bit by bit. Every day, you'll become bolder and more courageous. Taking examinations bit by bit makes you bolder because you pass more, you do better. But that doesn't mean that if you don't get 100, you get disheartened. No, you practice. You challenge yourself. Nobody has become the best in the right from day one. They all go bit by bit. It's a ladder. It's a ladder of life you keep climbing. But if you don't even start climbing the ladder, how will you reach the top? Your life. There's no hop, stick, and jump. You step one, step one, step one. And you keep looking up, not look, but look down, you'll say how much you've covered. And then you see above, you see so much to do. Okay, Aksh, what's your question? Thank you, Aksh.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, my question is that how to choose and focus on our aim and work with full determination.
First, choose your aim. What's your aim?
Yes, ma'am.
Unless you know your aim, which aim? Do you have a shooting target? Your aim, then you're the shooting target. You shoot. No? What's your aim? First, ask yourself, what do I want to be? What's my aim? And you can have short-term aim, which aim also is a goal. You can have a short-term goal, you can have a long-term goal. But go in for small goals at the moment. You are small, go for long-term. Automatically, as you grow, if your chess is to be Vishwanathan, practice chess every day, play every day, understand every day, that's your goal. So what is it that is in your heart that you want to be? So go for short-term goal to achieve that. You understand? So once you know your aim, everybody's aim different because you're all different. You see how different you are? Somebody's in art, somebody's in shlokas, somebody's in writing, right?
Yes,
Everybody is different. See how different you are? You're all different. You'll have a different aim. You cannot copy each other's aim. You just create your own aim. Make your own aim. So choose your aim is your choice. It cannot be friend's aim. It has to be your aim coming from your heart. Yes? Ask yourself. My aim. You may take time to find your aim. Doesn't matter. But find your aim. Okay, Aksh?
Yes, ma'am.
Good, sir. Thank you, Rishikesh? Rishika, not Rishikesh.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah. Ma'am, destiny is by a choice, not by chance. So how are these lines connected to your life?
I've not got anything. You see, the only thing I got by destiny is my parents. I don't know what I did to get such wonderful parents who loved me the most and groomed me to be whatever I wanted to be. That's only by destiny. After that, it's all your effort. After that, it's effort. But when you continue to do the effort, right, and something comes up very beautifully, you say, oh, it's by chance. Actually, it is by effort, but chance has stepped in. So believe in effort. And then trust.
Yes, ma'am.
Then you trust in faith. You believe in effort and you trust in faith. And that's when chance. It's like 99 perspiration, 1% faith. But 99% is perspiration.
Yes,
1% is by chance. So believe in perspiration. Keep up the effort. That's making your destiny.
Yes, ma'am.
And 1% faith will have its own hand, and you'll suddenly realize, oh God, I did a good job. I did it. Right? but something's worth more.
Yes.
That's what big steps. In my life, the only thing I got by chance was the kind of parents you get. That's your chance. That's your destiny. The home you're born in, the country you're born in,
Yeah.
the
Mm.
family you're born in. We do not know why are we born in Calcutta and why we born in Amritsar and why we born in New York. We don't know the reason. That's by destiny.
Yeah.
That's a mystery. But what is
Mm.
important is what you do with what you get. That's destiny. So if you make it every day, then you're moving towards that destiny. So your duty is to be karmyogis. Keep doing your karma. What is best you
Yes,
can
ma'am.
do. Good. With faith. With faith. Okay, now let's go to Pratham. Your question, Pratham. Quickly, and then we go to Saina. Quickly, after Amritanshu. Pratham, your question? Pratham? Oh, Pratham disappeared. I think he's had a technical issue. We'll come back to him as he comes back. Let's go to Amritanshu.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, my question is, so like I play chess, it requires a strategy. Similarly, in many problems in life, we require to make a strategy. So, what are the steps that I should keep in mind while making a strategy?
First of all, understanding what you want and then studying what you want. Strategy cannot come without knowledge of what you want. If you talk looking at chess, the more strategy you want, the more you study chess.
Yes.
The more you understand other players, how did they strategize? You study their games. What made them win? What made them lose? See, so you learn, but strategy is yours because you assuming knowledge. After all, you read through 3, 4 books and then finally you write your essay, don't you?
Yes, ma'am.
You might just say, ma'am, how can I write a better essay? I will say, as you read, you fix your subject, and the more you research, the better knowledge will assemble for you and you'll be able to write. Now, you might just say, ma'am, how do I write a better essay? I would say, take all sources of knowledge, assemble it, assimilate it, think about it, reflect it, practice writing, and write. So, what has made your strategy to write a good essay is your research, is your concentration, is your liking what you do.
Yes.
And then the quality and confidence of expression, and then practicing writing. How do you recall what you, how do you assemble it? How do you network it? That's a mystery which is going on in your brains. How do the neurons network to give you the
Yes.
best? What is lying where? So strategy is also understanding, preparation, research, and recall.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Saina. So we have lost Pratham for a while if Pratham comes back. So Saina, would you like to start the summing up? We got 5 minutes. Till if Pratham comes back, we give him a chance.
जी. Children, you know so much, so I'm going to share a bit with you. जो मैं बोल रही हूँ उसमें शायद आप सबके लिए छोटा छोटा कोई आंसर है. मेक योर डिसीजंस. जो आप छोटे छोटे नन्हे नन्हे डिसीजंस लेते हो और जो जैसे जैसे बड़े होगे वो लोगे, मेक देम विद अ लॉट ऑफ लव, light, and might. Now, what does that mean? When you make your decisions based on love, you can't only have love in your heart, you need love in your head also. Yes? So, love in your head, love in your heart. Light is grace. Without prayers and grace, can you take the next step? And might is courage. So, all your decisions need to be backed with love, light, and might. Now, coming to my little chess champion. Life, beta, is not about a strategy and the next move. Life is about the next karma. Pratham, I'm going to just finish this and then you come in with your question. Yes, yes, yes,
Excuse me, ma'am.
Pratham?
yes, yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, my network gone exhausted, so my mother has just now done the recharge. So, ma'am, I'm really sorry for the inconvenience.
Don't
Don't worry.
worry.
We were waiting for you. We were
Yes,
waiting for you. Don't worry.
yes. You stay now with us. I'll just finish the sum up, then you ask your question to Mummy because that flow of thought is. Or could we take his question first?
Yeah, we take the question, Shaina.
Take his question first because we don't want to lose his signal. Pratham, ask
That's
your question, beta. We don't want to lose your signal. I'll carry on. You take your question first. We don't want to lose your question, beta. It's precious to us. I'll gather my thoughts again. Ask your question again, beta. Pratham, bache,
no. I think it's got frozen again.
he's very keen on asking his
I
question.
know it's very cute. It's very cute.
Yes.
His question was, how can we avoid being bullied and protect ourselves against bullies? That was his question.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I hope he's listening. I think this
It's a good
answers.
question to ask. Yeah. I wanted to explain to him that the
Yes.
world is full of bullies. How do you deal with them? You cannot
No.
avoid, the world is full of bullies,
Yeah.
but you have to face the bully and not run away from the bully. And you have to bully him back means you have to respond to him, not run away from him. And also get help wherever you want. Because this is animal kind of world. You see, it's an animal world. It's an animal instinct to be a bully. Remember that. Like the king, the lion is the bully in the forest. It's an animal instinct. It's a herd, the leadership instinct. So even the lion bullies everybody else. It's not that he's born with the bully. So even humankind is born with bullies, as bullish. It's not bullish. It's being a bully. So therefore, that you don't have to be afraid. You have to grow, take help, but maybe walk up to him. Say what you're saying is not acceptable. You have to not be afraid and be timid and be tamed. I think I would say probably to him. I do not know whether he's listening or not. I hope his mother is listening, Pratham's mother, and Mummy, her mother, can convey this to Pratham. But we miss Pratham right now. So I know just 2 minutes. We can
Yes,
do. We just have 2 minutes.
I will. Yes, yes, I'll do this. Let me just gather my. Give me a. Yes. So, beta, life is not about the next move, or life is not a strategy. Is emotions like faith, patience, courage, determination, skill training, developing yourself, are these strategies? No, that's a way of life. So you have to stay, the key is you have to stay real, you have to stay authentic, you have to stay genuine. And that is Pratham's answer also. You have to develop
Can I go
yourself.
back to Pratham now as a summing up, if you permit? Pratham, what's your question?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, my question is that in our schools and other places, we usually get bullied by the elder people or some other mates, and that many times the teacher also fails to control the situation, and ignoring also isn't the solution. So, ma'am, I want to ask you that by your experience, can you please tell that how can we avoid this and protect ourselves against being bullied?
Okay. Very good question, Pratham. I'm very happy that you're asking me this question. It's certainly broad. Who bullies you? Is it a bigger man? Is he bigger in size? Is he louder? What is he? Why does he bully you? Who is he?
Ma'am, actually, in our class, there are a lot of many students are getting bullied by their colleague, by their schoolmates and the other children who use expletives and hit them for no reason, or they just target them and say many things that are very inappropriate. So, ma'am, I want to ask that if I fall in this situation, then what will be my solution?
What do you think can be? Is this surrender to them? Is it letting them do this with you? Or is there a way you can respond? What do you think?
Ma'am, I think that instead of surrendering, we should do something to stop it.
Such as?
Ma'am,
Such as?
like the ways which I think is that complaining directly to principal or or supervisor, but unfortunately the supervisor of our class respond doesn't respond to many children's requests, and she let it go because the reputation of school, that's why.
Okay. Is there any other way other than the supervisor? There's somebody above the supervisor. Who is that?
Sorry, ma'am, unfortunately I'm new to the school, so I doesn't know how the procedure works here.
So ask your parents to meet the principal. There's a PTA, there's a parent teacher association. Ask your parents to meet the headmistress or the parents.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me, are you not convinced that parents should meet?
Ma'am, actually I'm not being bullied completely. I'm asking that if I fall in this situation, that what to do.
Then that's the way. Two ways. If you get bullied, then you can go up to that person saying, I don't accept this, what you're saying. So stop doing this with me. You should have the courage to go up to the bully to say, what you're doing is not acceptable. So stop doing this with me, number one. But if they don't change their method, then go to the next supervisor. And if the supervisor also doesn't help you, then tell your parents to meet the principal or the headmistress. I think he's frozen again. Husaina, so can we have the last word, please? We can wrap up because we're already 5 minutes over the.
I was wanting Pratham to discuss this one-on-one later. This needs
Okay.
to be, yeah. We do
So
not.
maybe you can take a call and speak to the
We do
parent.
not. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Thank you, children. Then wish you all till we meet again, Sana. We've already
Ji.
crossed 5 minutes. So can I say
Ji.
thank you to you for the summing up, and thank you to Adrija, Aksh, and who else do we? Amritanshu and Pratham. Pratham, Saina will speak to you on the phone and speak to your mother.
Yes, ma'am.
Saina will speak to your mother and discuss your matter.
Ma'am, actually my meeting left by mistake, so that's why I want to tell you that actually I'm not being bullied. I'm just asking that if this situations comes in my life, then what should I do?
Beti, I'm very happy that you're not being bullied. If you are bullied, I also told you two ways because before you left. Number one, if you are bullied or if your friend is bullied, you can tell your friend to go to the bully and let the bully know that this is not acceptable behavior. Number one. Number two, if that bully does not change his behavior, then tell your friend to go to the next superior, that class teacher, and tell the class teacher. If that also does not work, then tell the friend's parents to go to the vice principal or the principal and let the principal know that this is not acceptable behavior. But never ever take it lying down, because then the bully gets emboldened because he thinks everybody's afraid. It's not like that. But there is a
Okay, ma'am.
polite way of dealing with it. You don't have to be angry. You don't have to get into fisticuff. You don't have to be the same language. You can go to other levels of supervision because it's a responsibility of the school to see that you are not bullied or your friends are not bullied. Nobody has a right to bully you. So parents and teachers have a role to play. So let your friend, if they're bullied ever, is ask the parent as a friend to deal with this at 2-3 steps. I've explained to you. Is that okay, brother?
Yes,
Have you
ma'am.
understood?
Thank you so much for hearing my request.
Thank you, Chan. So till we meet again, enjoy yourself. I'm very happy that we
Thank you, ma'am,
finally
for
could address
giving
your
us your
question.
valuable time.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
thank you
Lots of
so
love.
much for
Thank you.
interacting
Shaila,
with us.
both love you. So does the entire team of demonstrative learning loves children. That's why we dedicate a weekly hour to both our children. Yes, Aina?
Yes, and Pratham, you are so lovable that all this is not going to come near you. And we pray for all the children. The schools are looking after their children very well. The parents need to share the day with their children. The parents need to talk to their children what's happening during the day. The elders need to play their role in schools, the teachers, and they are in your school. All is very, very blessed, and it will remain blessed. And you're so lovable that none of this is going to come here. You
Yeah,
keep
it's a good
shining in
idea
your light.
telling your friends if they ever bullied, they must come and speak to their parents at home. They must share. They must share. Okay? Okay? So, friends, till then, continue with your good hobbies. You're on track. You're doing very well. Best of luck. God bless you. And we stay connected
Yes.
in our WhatsApp
Jai Dharima
messages.
to all of you. Thank
Okay,
you
bye
to all
bye.
the
Till
parents.
then.
Thank you,
Thank you
ma'am.
to the
Thank you.
Thank you,
teachers.
ma'am.
Thank you to all the schools. Thank you to our audience. And we see you next week with our 100th session. Jai Dharima. Haste
Yeah.
khelte raho.
Next week is
Thank
our
you,
100th
ma'am.
session. Okay. We all get together
Khush,
again. Bye bye.
khush raho. Jai Dharima.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.